One moment, though.
All right, so we're gonna start with the obvious first question. Why do you want to dip into necromancy?
That is a very good question. I already to align myself better with the veil and those and understanding the spirits within them, and to figure out if my techniques of resonation, the resonating soul, the resonating spirits in the body can be brought back to life.
So more seeking a, what's the way to phrase it? Partnered resonance with wayward souls.
If it can help clear my head, absolutely. Um, it's difficult to not hear them. It's like tinnitus, constant tinnitus.
I very much understand that. Now, I will say this could potentially make it worse.
The purpose of the amulet and the red sage and such. Yes. Always come with precautions.
Fair. Last little fair bit of warning. It should go faster for you, but it took me a good while to be competent enough to feel comfortable teaching.
I expect it to take its time. I'm not in a rush.
Well, we will start with something simple, as easy as just getting your energy out. We all know how to do it, but it is the start.
That it is.
Beautiful. That's the easy part.
Always the. 1 second.
Hmm.
Oh, that's this. There. I felt that coming out. Okay. My apologies.
Yeah, okay. So, have you, I mean, you're a little bit more experienced than me, but have you managed to turn your energy into individual threads?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, what you are going to do is you see the life that is around us, the plants, the grass, the trees. Extend your hand and put one thread on each finger and find something to attach to.
So you're wanting me to attach the threads onto particular objects.
Things with life. The essence here is in order to understand death, you have to understand life, which is weird talking to an Aether Witch about, but it's it's the true essence of life and death is understanding one is necessary for the other. So for me, what I did is I spent time studying and connecting with the things around me that were alive, things that were breathing, things that existed to survive.
Okay. I see where you're going with this. I may have to do it a little differently, but I see where this is going. Give me a moment.
I understand. Mine involved a lot of taking, so our actual methods are going to be different.
For me, they're already attached. It's unwinding the web to find the correct threads.
Well, I guess for you, that's also the easy part.
Very well practiced to reaching for the life and pulling it into me.
Means when I start talking about understanding how it moves and breathes and exists, you've got that covered. But it doesn't hurt to have a reminder because in familiarity, we tend to lose ourselves to comfort.
Very true. respect the weave, the web before me, so I don't generally pull from a single source, but I have connected to them independently, but not pulled like you're describing, I believe.
It's definitely it's different because usually we pull from sources in order to do fantastical things. Where, at least in my case, when I pull, it can be seen as greedy. I'm not going to pretend that what I do isn't selfish in nature. It's very raw. It's very against the natural order of things.
That
And
makes sense.
so it morally it didn't affect me so bad because of the path I'm already going down. I mean, I was already affiliated with darkness and the depths of that. I do have a concern with you being aether based. I'm not saying you're a goody goody. I'm not saying you're that. But when we do get to the point of actually pulling life out of things, I worry about the hesitation.
So it won't be the first time I've done it. I have not done it in a long time. That's why I generally pull from my web as a whole instead of
Hmm.
individual threads. But when I pull, I think I will just guessing per se with my craft. If I pull from a direct source, I'll be taking its pain like I do when I heal somebody else. I take the pain, the brunt, the damage is done in its own essence. And I think that's where it's I'm gonna have to maintain focus the hardest. Because though I don't mind the pain, it's just adjusting to it.
The dead have a lot of pain, and it's not physical. I mean, some is obviously. I mean, we'll be honest, but a lot of souls, especially the ones that reside in the fracture, are very, very tortured. Um, I know, you hear your screaming and the pain, and it's inaudible. And, it's just empty screaming. But the voices here aren't just disembodied, aren't just souls that suffered and are seeking to drive you fucking mad. There's a lot of pain in this, and I respectfully disrespect it, not because I don't feel for them, but for me, because of that pain, I'm able to do what I do. I will be honest with you. I mean, you know me at this point. I am what I do is for selfish gains. So when I go and I pull spirits to do this or commune with something, it's not to help them. It is they are discardable for me. And that's why I spend a lot of time in solitude. Um, when certain people find out that to them you are disrespecting the dead, they they don't like that, and you don't even have to align with certain visions. It's that core concept people are not okay with.
I would have to disagree with the people that don't like your concepts. And um, as an Eclipse Witch, in my personal opinion, you're giving them their final rights. You're using them as needed to end something else or begin something else. You are the, in essence, the final say, the rebirth of something anew, soon to be anew, soon to be rebirthed. Um, whereas my path tends to say, I want to manipulate this because it deserves life again. Maybe life was taken too soon, or so maybe the universe brought us together as a balance.
Well, we are, I've said it before, we are polar opposites when it comes to our practices. Yet we practice the exact same thing, just in different directions.
It's enlightening to have somebody of this. It's quite, I'm learning so much with, I wouldn't say doing so little, but definitely it's nice.
What is different about what you and I do is that it's not flashy, yet it carries infinitely more weight than what other witches do.
Yep, I'm not one for flashy. I walk with confidence, but let me be myself.
Well, I will speak openly. I, at one point, adored Molly, but the more I watched her and what she did as a witch and how she was very boastful about what she could do, I realized she just isn't part of my expectations.
That's fair. I can see that. I've had to keep her being open. I've had to attempt to keep her in line of what she thinks the council is and her craft, and I unfortunately feel like she's lost her path by being too open, too flashy.
I think that is a large portion of the problem that we as witches face at the moment is people are too open. I do enjoy when I do get to interact and use what I know to help. I help people. Yes, to help people. But I do believe I'm going to start cutting back on that. I am going to remind people why we're scary, why we're terrifying. I explained it to my sister's boyfriend. No, I explained it to my sister and her boyfriend. Um, we're fucking terrifying.
We are.
And it's because vampires have limitations. They're super strong, they can learn this and this, but that's it. Whereas we can learn whatever we want. We can do whatever we want. And that, in essence, is terrifying.
You are correct. I feel we're almost like, I don't say a jack of all trades, but we are in essence. Our limitations are less. Now, obviously within the fracture, I feel that there are some barriers when I reach out with my craft, but
Our truest limitation is the fact that we have mortal bodies.
mm-hmm.
We can extend our life, we can reinforce it, we can bargain for better skins, but at the end of the day, we're just humans.
You are correct. You know, people always, like they say things about witches. I'm like, well, witches are very powerful. I tell this to the witches. I said, look at all the entities that have come forward and caused havoc on this island. What were they? Unfortunately, but fortunately,
That's true.
a demonstration of what a witch can be, what a witch can do, um, with the proper patience and respect and learning. All right, so I've gathered these threads. I found they're at my fingertips.
Hmm. Yes. Well, back on track. So, with that, what I do is I draw them directly into me. For me, it becomes at this point it becomes soul work. We're not necessarily giving up anything. I wouldn't put you through that to start with, but it is more of, we call it attuning. That's what we usually do.
That makes
You
sense.
attune your soul with the essence and life force of what you're about to use.
As I would describe it, a resonance, resonating my soul with that of my body, with that of what I'm about to. Yeah, okay.
Mhm. Now, for me, well, let's get you through this part first.
Shall I attempt then?
Yes, and I'll be right here just in case.
Yeah. No. Ooh, that. Mm,
Easy, girlfriend. Ooh,
yes.
it's a little spicy, isn't it?
I am used to touching the the weave at a more direct source, finding the threads, touching from a distance, not touching as direct. So yes, and pulling as direct. Yes.
Here, let's start with a single strand. Let's start a little bit. Let's start small and work our way up.
Good idea.
So there's a flower nearby. Draw from that. There we go. It looks a lot more stable.
It feels much better. Not too bad.
Okay. Now, take a moment and, well, maybe a little sappy, but become that flower. Experience what it's going through living up here by the ocean, up here on the hill, the ever burning fire. Just take it in.
Whew. I can feel it. It
Once it
reaches,
starts, it's a steady flow.
the roots reach into other things and other things beyond that. It's a wild feeling. Everything's connected, yet separate in its own self.
And then here is the next lesson. This is the part that might get you. So, as you stated, everything is connected, everything is its own life, everything depends on something else, whether it wants to or not. Now, what I need you to do, or at least attempt to do, is sever that connection from that flower from everything else. Focus only on removing that flower from the cycle. If you need to talk and think about it, I'm right here.
I appreciate it.
you holding up?
It's it's darker. I'm used to there's familiar darker presence with me. I think something else is here, but from within. Not a bad thing.
Well, then you might have somebody's attention.
The thread of a connection is it's tough. It is severing that is difficult. Um,
We have plucked something that was involved in an infinite cycle of life and isolated it. It's still very much itself. It's still here. It's still alive, but now it's alone.
it's the life. It's alone. I can feel its emptiness. I can feel its cry. It's this desire to be reattached, almost you could say.
And in essence, that is the core of necromancy. The weight of what you will be doing. This is just a flower. When you get into the human souls, animal souls, think of everything you are feeling now through that flower and amplify it.
Strange enough, it's like when I reach into somebody's body with my threads and heal them, I feel that pain, that damage, but it's different in essence of I feel their pain and I take their pain, and this is almost like an ecstasy of like pulling and separating and unraveling it to make it its own. It's almost intoxicating feeling.
What I will say is be very careful with that intoxicated feeling.
Oh yeah, absolute respect, but you are not wrong. Thank you for the reminder.
It is how quickly we can lose ourselves.
For me, healing was always the pain was the reminder of the mortal flesh. Here, it's a different reminder. The frailty of life.
Yeah. What I'm going to show you and what I'm going to do is how quickly and effectively everything changes during this practice.
Very well.
want you to stay connected the entire time.
It was so distracting. I've.
And that is how quickly it goes.
Oh, I had. It's like fleeting memories of something in the past. That is wild. Eh, unexpectedly, but I'm dementedly more curious now.
Well, you're in a safe spot to try. There are more flowers. Although I would leave the taking it part to me.
Yeah, no. I'm going to work on touching first because our approaches are different. So I want to make sure I'm adjusting on a way I have to do it versus how you do it. I think is this a smart approach. Because if I try to mimic you, I think things will go awry.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna think of something philosophical, but yeah, no, it'll go fucking horribly.
Yeah, it'll go. Yeah, it'll go fucking horribly. Yeah.
But reach for another flower, and I'll be right here if you need me. But look for something different this time when you connect. Notice what's changed now that that flower's gone.
Much easier. Holy.
And that is why we stress finding your own path.
Absolutely.
Looks like you got it.
Yeah, that was almost too easy, which is almost just as scary. But it's more separating it from the other side, I feel. I The weave I'm familiar with, as you can see.
Oh yeah, approaching from a different angle. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I love the smell of it when it works. I do want to attempt something.
Oh,
I'm not going to cut the thread or try to separate it, but I want to feel the other side of it. See if I can guide and almost unweave. I don't want to say unweave it, but um, how do I put it? Distance the thread from the rest of the others. So it's still attached, but uh, further away.
okay. Feel free to lean on me if you need it.
Absolutely. Hmm. Trying to figure out how I can move to the other side. One moment. Mm. Advice. I'm trying to figure out how I can give myself, I guess, a place to work. I'm trying to figure out how to shift this balance to get closer to the source, I guess you could say.
So you are trying to reach further into your side of the veil.
Into from my side to it. Um Maybe the approach is wrong. I'm at an impasse. How I can adjust this. Definitely a learning experience.
Here, let me try something my own way.
Absolutely.
And need a bit of setup for this one. Now try and pull it through.
Okay. Oh.
Well done. What are you feeling?
I can feel it loosening almost. So it feels like when I watched yours was more of a rip, a tear. Am I correct?
Yes.
It inspired me to, again, approach from a different angle. Almost like coaxing it to loosen, to present it with the option that its job is complete, to almost let it feel its job is done. Basically making it almost like it's aware that it's done its job and it can let go. Now, the downside of that is I've got to figure out how to convince it to let go. Well, I wouldn't say the downside, but the other side of that. I can't rip. Even though I can take life, I can coax it how to let go of life. Does that make sense?
It does. We are different final endings. You are coaxing it to make it feel like its life is complete, it is done, it doesn't have to do anything anymore, it can go on peacefully. Whereas mine is the radically stark opposite. Now, I don't know how effective yours is going to be moving forward, but it is nice to know that there is an ethical option, I suppose we could say.
I'm
But that being said, it did take two of us to do it.
It did. I'm just the beginning stages. I'm probably much further along than I would be without you. That's for sure. Um, but I've got to figure out a way to still, though it is ethical, I've got to make it work. Figure out how to work both ways. In essence, I guess you could say.
Perhaps this may sound arrogant in a way, but I do know that I guess the authentic way is stronger because we aren't going into more steps to accomplish the same goal. I believe anytime we add more, it naturally increases the dangers of it, the exhaustion of it. I mean, I had to cut a hole in the veil just for this to be successful.
Yeah, definitely more steps. But I feel like once I get attuned to it better, I feel like I can pull, coax, and pull, and thus separating everything else without having to pierce too much into the veil. Thus, it's instead of ripping, it's a pull, a release and a pull, I guess you could say.
It's the equivalent of people passing peacefully in their beds surrounded by their loved ones, where mine is more like a brain aneurysm while you're at your kid's birthday.
Yeah, pretty much. But at least, both paths are possible.
This is true. It is. Now, I will say I wouldn't entrust, well, any of these paths really with just anybody. I think because you already have that spiritual connection, I definitely wouldn't risk trying to teach this to other Aether Witches.
Oh, absolutely not. Not in my wildest dreams. I am in nowhere near ability to teach. I only teach what I know they can handle. And if I can't thoroughly do this, I am in no way teaching this, and in my no way going to offer this to just anybody. Like, I wrote a second book for these witches, for those that I feel were more advanced, and only one has garnered that book. And still, that was even with slight hesitation.
How do you make books?
Um,
I feel like as what I will claim as the lead necromancer until proven otherwise. I feel like I should probably journal some of these experiences.
I would say be careful what you create into books, because when you put it into writing, it is has a lot more power and carries a lot more weight. But obviously, from rituals, I put together my rituals, but do not put your name with them if possible. Obviously, you want to keep that sacred, um, unless you're desire that popularity to some degree. Um,
Pass.
I would say, if anything, if you want something without full recognition, put your initials or initials of something of maybe like a book name per se. But to answer your question, um, you can go to there's printers throughout the city, PDM. There's even a full print shop that you can actually print off books from. You just have to make them first. Make each page of your whatever you desire to make, books, multiple page, um, ritual books, or even your own grimoire.
I will definitely look for that printing shop.
Oh, I can show you where it's at.
I won't be mad about that. But probably for a different day. Well, I can safely say that you've got a solid handle so far on at least connecting with things. I
Lots of
think
lots
that
of
in
practice.
itself is, yeah, I think that in itself is, I mean, it's a great place to be able to start from.
I agree, and I'm going to stay on that path. I'm not going to rush that anytime soon. I'm going to I don't want to say perfect that, but I'm going to practice that more so first than before I proceed anything else.
Having a solid foundation for just that aspect, because if you don't connect, then the whole thing's bunk.
Exactly. Hmm. Thank you.
Of course.
I'm going to go ahead and release this unless you want to pull it. It is up to you. Because I don't want to be tempted.
I would definitely go ahead and let that go. I am gonna go ahead and close the veil because I know for a fact I am fine now, only because I am constantly taking in energy. When I drop this bitch, I might pass out.
That's fair.
So to prevent you from getting sucked in, I'll wait till you let go, and then pray for me.
I can help a little bit. When I let go, don't let go just yet if you can.
Mhm.
All right. So red sage will help create a barrier for the veil, to help protect you, um, from releasing. It basically creates a barrier, so it may help with releasing it.
We will definitely try.
It's not much, but it works.
Well, I'll be damned.
Teamwork makes it the veil work.
That it does. Yeah, definitely gonna work more together if you don't mind.
No, I absolutely enjoy it. It's been a delight. Maybe I can help teach you something in return.
Oh, what you got in your bag of tricks? I will say though, I am tapped. So is there anywhere I can drop you off at?
Oh no, I'm tapped too. Anywhere is fine. I definitely am gonna have a long, nice soak in the tub and hot bath, then warm blanket and or I guess a soft blanket and candles. Sound amazing.
I will say, obviously, keep